everybody. It's Roxy, Kyler, and Eli, and we are excited to be with you this morning. We have a special lesson. It's a mysterious lesson in this beautiful purple velvet bag. And it feels like we were just doing Christmas and we just had all of our kind of Old Testament stories, and already we are getting ready to prepare our hearts for Easter, which seems crazy. It has been 1 year since we have told this story, and that's 1 year of being in quarantine for the pandemic, and that's really weird and sad, and we've had scary moments, and we've had fun moments, and we've had joyful moments, and it's like all of these feelings all tied up. And it's kind of where we've been talking about the mosaic tile, the mosaic artwork that we've been doing. And the story is interesting because it's called The Mystery of Easter, and it kind of points to our mosaic pieces. Easter is around the corner, and it's an exciting time. Springtime, there's lots of new growth, there's lots of new life, but the Easter season, Lent, is also a sad time, a time of mourning, a time of sorrow, because we know that Jesus is killed on a cross, and that's really sad. Mm-hmm. And yet Easter's really joyful because Jesus rises from the dead. And there's lots of mystery in that, and we're going to just sit in that mystery and explore that. Now, who wants to see what's in this mysterious bag?
Me.
Do you want to? Should we do it? Interesting. What color is that?
Purple.
Purple. What else is purple?
That bag.
That bag. What does the color purple mean? Does anybody remember? Royal. Yeah, good. Royal. We see the color purple around Christmas time. There's another piece. Ooh, Eli saw the other side already. There's 2 pieces. I think there's more. 3 pieces.
It's kind of like a puzzle.
Ooh, it's kind of looking like a puzzle, Kyler says. Another piece. That piece kind of looked like Bethlehem. This, another piece.
But that where Bethlehem, they go up, and then there's Bethlehem.
Interesting. Okay, well, there's nothing else in this purple bag. So what does all this mean? How do we make sense of this? What? Royal. Can you say that? Royal. Yeah.
Royal.
During Lent, we see the color of purple come back in our liturgical colors, similar to Advent. And that means that something really important is happening, something really, really special. I wonder what we can do to make this puzzle come together. I wonder if we rearrange it, what it will make. Kind of like our mosaic tile, we are seeing these different pieces, these broken pieces, and we're making sense of them. We're seeing how our broken pieces can fit together. Interesting, isn't it? What shape does it look like it's becoming?
An angel.
An angel? That would be special.
Maybe Bethlehem.
And look, like we have so much wilderness on our table, you can barely see this big, mysterious thing that's coming.
Made a wise man.
Oh.
The cross?
Ooh, Kyler saw it. It's a cross. All of these broken pieces, these pieces that had misshapen sides, all formed together to make a cross. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder how often God sees our pointy edges. Edges of us not being perfect. Is that your pointy edge? The edges of us feeling broken or different or scared or angry or sad. And how God takes all of that sorrow and that anger and that frustration and that fear and those differences, and God is building this beautiful masterpiece with all of it. Not having to hide your brokenness, not having to hide your anger, your feelings of being sad or scared or feeling different or alone, but saying that we can all come together and share our differences and we can become one. It's interesting because this side is purple, which we know is kind of the royal color, the special color. You know something really is important, right? Mm-hmm. And on the other side, it's white. And so it points to more of a joyous occasion, a pureness that we can only find in God. And it comes together as a white cross. I've also heard that purple can be kind of a color of mourning, of sorrow, and white the color of joy. And this cross, this puzzle, or this mosaic story shows us that both can be true. Yeah. There can be sorrow, and then there can still be joy. Just kind of like this season that we're in right now. There's sorrow, there's a lot of sad things happening, but there's also a lot of good things happening, isn't there? Yeah. That's so interesting. This Sunday, I would like us to start working on a really special project. And at home, we are going to start making some Easter cards for our neighbors at Branan Towers. So we will get together with our creative response after this, and you can begin working on your card this Sunday, but we'll continue to make different types of cards in the coming weeks. We're going to make a cross today, and we're going to mosaic tile, like with paper, on one side of it, and then on the other side you can write a letter to kind of an anonymous neighbor at Branan Towers. So Branan Towers is the home, or is the building that's close to kind of neighbors with Eastside Church, and it's where a lot of elderly individuals from our community live when they can no longer live in their homes. And these people have apartments. A lot of you might have gone caroling. We usually go singing Christmas carols and handing out cookies around Christmas time. Yeah. We've had game nights with them. We've had music nights with them.
And piano.
And there's a piano downstairs. That's right. And a lot of those people might be feeling really alone right now because with the virus, they can't be going outside. They can't be going on their field trips like they normally do. They can't be having our events that we go over and see them, or even hosting breakfasts or lunch with them. They can't be seeing each other oftentimes. And so I think that they're probably feeling a little alone, a little sad, and we want to bring some joy to them this season. So your note can just be something as simple as, "Dear neighbor, hey friend, I love you, God loves you, we miss you, we're praying for you," and just write that note for them. And we're going to try to collect and make as many cards as we can for them, and then our sweet friends, Mr. Chris and Mr. Dusty, are going to bring them over to Branan Towers for us. Once we gather them all up, we'll collect them the weeks before Easter, and then Dusty and Chris will bring them to them at Branan Towers with masks on for Easter Sunday. So we hope that you all participate in this fun craft with us, and we look forward to making with you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, for our creative response today, you're going to need some glue, a marker, or crayons, whatever you want to write your note with. If you have white paper, it can just be printer paper, or it can be like a cardstock paper. So ours is a little bit thicker. You're going to just cut a simple shape of a cross into your paper. I like to start on one side. Make sure that one side's a little bit longer, one side's a little bit shorter, and line it up so that it's even on both sides. But it doesn't have to be. It's your cross. But we're gonna make it a little bit like that. Ours have perforated edge, so cut that off. There is our cross. So we'll have our cross. Then we're going to take some of our purple paper. We have some pretty kind of lighter color, violet, purple, and almost like a royal blue purple color. We're going to use a combination of both just to give it a little bit more dimension and visual interest. So I'm going to cut some long strips of both color paper. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did in our Jonah story, where we take all those strips, skinny strips of paper, make sure that they're all the same height, put them in a pile. This is the easy way. And then just cut squares. That way, Kyler, will you start covering your cross with glue? And if you start by just putting glue all over your cross, then you can just focus on putting the mosaic paper pieces where you want them. And there we go. And you can either put them kind of all over your paper, similar, well, probably maybe some of y'all did that for the whale, where you kind of put the squares anywhere, or for mosaic tile, the way that professional mosaic tilers do it, and how they kind of teach you to do it, is that you start from the outside and you line up each square so that it creates the border first, and you can create patterns and line it up so that there's space in between each one. So, Kyla, can I just show them really fast?
Yeah.
So you can create a pattern.
Oh.
And leave a little bit of room in each one. Hold on. In between each one. So if we were doing it with tile, that space in between would be filled with grout. But just leaving a space on your paper will allow it to kind of take on that same feeling of mosaic tile without the grout or the tile and the glass. And you could also do each piece individually, but glue it on individually. I think you can come up with a pattern. Go ahead, Kylie. Now that, because you want to act fast, once you put your glue on, it will dry if you don't go quickly. So go ahead and design your cross. And then, because it's white paper, you'll decorate one side of it with the mosaic paper. And then on the other side, you'll write your note to your friend. So what kind of thing do you think you'll write on your note to the neighbor at Branan Towers, Kyler?
I miss you.
I miss you. Mm-hmm.
I love you.
That's nice. And so you would just write on the other side, so decorate one side, and then on the other side, you can color it and you can write, I love you, or God loves you, or Happy Easter. And then save those. And when y'all come to pick up your palms on Palm Sunday, you can bring the cross Easter notes with you and we can collect them and just make a beautiful note to a neighbor that just needs to have joy that's spread to them. So we hope you enjoy this craft.